Today on Geek and Tea, I am talking to the excellent Zach Wolf, host of Zach on Film and from the Major Spoilers family. Thank you for joining me, Zach.
Oh, thank you for having me, Jason.
You have your cup. What is in it?
I have my cup. I am drinking a very classy $10 Chardonnay cupcake wine out of my wonderful coffee mug.
I am just flat out doing iced tea.
Oh, There you go.
So I have a question for you today, Zach, and I figured you would be the man who could answer it. What classic film director from before 1980 do you think would have made an amazing superhero film?
So, obviously, I'm American. I like Hitchcock. I've been watching a lot of Hitchcock movies, and I think Alfred Hitchcock would make a really interesting superhero movie, and I think it would be Batman.
Oh, you want to go Hitchcock Batman? I was expecting more from Batman, but Hitchcock Batman, okay.
Hitchcock Batman, and my take on it is, Hitchcock always had this thing where he played on citizens' paranoia of police figures.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in my idea, in a Hitchcock Batman movie, it is some, citizen on the street, but Batman, they're like scared of Batman almost.
I have to ask you, Zach, is Jimmy Stewart your Batman?
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
Oh, I'm the Batman over here. What are you doing, Mary?
That'd be good.
Commissioner Gordon.
Hitchcock always had his cast of characters.
What villain would you want Batman to face in the Hitchcock movie?
I think Hitchcock goes Joker. I mean, he does that psychological kind of stuff. I think the Joker is the villain Hitchcock goes for. I think Nolan's like Scarecrow, how he does the gas thing, could be interesting for Hitchcock to do because, again, it's that psychological messing with people's minds thing that Hitchcock did so well.
Do you think the Hitchcock Batman would be more like a horror film, not really like a typical superhero film, like more like going for scares and jumps like The Birds?
I think it would be like a Batman that's larger than life, that's like looming down on Gotham City, not necessarily horror-filled, but that gives this people of Gotham just like this paranoia of like Batman is there and we don't really know if he's out for our best interest or not. But he does do some good things also, because like in Psycho, when we have the police officer in that movie, we're made to believe that he's kind of gunning for the main character, but there's nothing implicit that he does that's like, oh, he's overstepping his bounds. It's just that built-in tension that the citizens have towards the police that I think Hitchcock could really build on with the Batman character.
Do you think Hitchcock would do one Batman film, or do you think Hitchcock would break his rule and do sequels?
No, Batman. Hitchcock's one and done. He's not sticking around. He's coming in. He's getting out.
So he's killing the Joker flat out in that movie.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it is done. People are gonna die, and it's gonna be done, and Hitchcock's gonna go on. And
does Batman die as well?
You'd have to think that that's a strong. If any director was gonna kill off the superhero, I think Hitchcock would totally do it. He would totally just be like, you know what, I'm coming in. I'm going to go do a Marvel flick after this anyways. So we're just going to kill Batman and just screw Warner Brothers, and it'll all be good.
All right, Zach, I want to pitch you my superhero film.
Okay, give it to me.
I'm going to go Sergio Leone. And the easiest choice with him, of course, would be to do a Jonah Hex movie because, Westerns and the shots. But I'm not going to go Jonah Hex. I'm going to say Sergio Leone directs The Wolverine. And we have Clint Eastwood starring as Wolverine.
So you're thinking, like, they finish The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, they immediately start production on the Wolverine.
Of course. Make the Wolverine immediately after The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And if they feel Clint Eastwood can pull off that yellow costume, let's see it happen. Back in the 70s, Clint had some amazing mutton shots, like the real deal.
So good.
And then you bring Ennio Morricone back in to do the music.
Yeah, I mean, you can just take the score from Good, Bad, and Ugly. Just throw it on any Wolverine. They should do that now. I want them to re-release the Wolverine and take the Good, the Bad, and Ugly score and just throw it on it and see what happens.
Like Dark Side of the Moon over Wizard of Oz?
Exactly. I want to know what the Wolverine's like.
All right, Zach, and to finish off these Geek and Teas, I want to ask you a trivia question tied into my podcast, Geek History Lesson, which you can find on iTunes and Stitcher. I just want to quickly ask you a question about Cyborg Superman. Now, how much do you know about Hank Henshaw, Cyborg Superman?
I would say less. I know less about Cyborg Superman than calculus.
Okay, Here's the question. This is going to be interesting. Hank Henshaw, the cyborg Superman, was a crew member on what spaceship? And I have some choices for you.
Oh, great.
A, the Exeter. B, the Enterprise. C, the Excalibur. Or D, the Excelsior.
I recognize a lot of those ships.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think if those have ever been in Superman. I'm going to go with the answer is A.
The Exeter.
Yeah, going for it. Hardcore.
You are 100% wrong, sir.
No, but all those are other properties, aren't they?
Well, it's true, but the answer is the Excalibur. Hank Henshaw was a member on a spaceship called the Excalibur.
Oh.
That was the ship that Hank Henshaw crashed, which eventually led to him becoming Cyborg Superman. So, Zach, if you want to learn more about Cyborg Superman and all the viewers out there, go subscribe to Geek History Lesson, iTunes and Stitcher. Go check it out.
I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to need to know.
Zach, thank you so much for joining me on the first episode of the new season of Geek and Tea. Go check out his podcast, Zach on Film, and you can hear him every week on the Major Spoilers podcast. Zach, I raise my tea glass to you.
Oh, clink it up.
Yes. Clink.